What is going on, guys? We are currently at week 4 of the carnivore diet, so 28 days in. And it's been an interesting journey. We got 2 more days till we get to the 30-day mark. And within this whole journey, I've recognized that I think it has to do less with the plant matter, but rather it being regarded with the 0 carbs. When it comes down to the carnivore diet, a lot of times we hear Pulse Aladino, we hear a lot of individuals talking about the immunological responses, the autoimmune issues that people have with plant matter. And in my case, I really haven't had vegetables or certain kind of plants that affected me. Certain kind of herbs, 100%, they definitely impact me negatively. But within this 30-day mark, I've recognized that the lower carb I am, the 0 carb method, the greater my mood is increased, the better I feel, the more present I feel within my body and my emotions. And within this week 3 to week 4 transition, I've recognized that I'm feeling a lot different, a 10% increase compared to what I was feeling at 21 days. And within that 14 to 21 day mark, I was thinking this is probably the most I'm going to get out of this diet. And there's really nothing more that's going to, increase. I'm pretty much set in stone, plateaued, and this is what the carnivore diet's going to offer me. But as I've grown from 21 days to 28, there's been a substantial difference. I feel that I'm more present within myself and I feel more comfortable. And this is not to a mental state. This is associated with physically what I've been implementing within my body. Nothing's changed on a routine, diet-wise, except just sticking to meats and 0 carb. So I feel more present. I feel better with myself. And what's interesting is, a lot of times people stick with strict carnivore, just meats, nothing else. So I decided to implement with some dairy this week. So I've added within that 21 to 28 days, I've added some goat cheese. I've added some kind of Swiss cheese that's from non-GMO, grass-fed cows, all that kind, and no difference. It's a 0 carb. A lot of times dairy at times I can feel like this mucus the next morning. It makes it more difficult for me to breathe, but I haven't had any of that association, so that's been kind of odd. I bought some kefir. I have it in my refrigerator. Once I get to that 30-day mark, I'm going to drink it, carb up, and see how my body's reacting. For me in particularly, regardless of what kind of fruits, anything with high sugar usually makes me short of breath. It makes me difficult for me to take deep inhalations, and it's almost like a shock to my system. So it's going to be interesting once I drink that kefir, milk kefir. The carbohydrate source is majority sugar from the lactose. So we'll see how that responds with me within being just 0 carb for so long. If I'm going to have that kind of shock factor with my body. So let's think, for the 21 to 28 days, an increase in my well-being, a dramatic 10 to 15%. So I would say within when I started on the carnivore diet, within the 7 to 14 days, there was at least a 30% increase in how I felt. So I feel less sleep, I feel more grounded, I feel more mentally aware. And within that 21 to 28 days, I have like a 10 to 15% increase. So in total, about 40 to 45% increase in my well-being. I don't know if this is, this is just a short-term temporary thing where this is only going to last for a little bit of time. But within this 28 days, I feel pretty damn good. My question is, if I push it to a 3-month marker, if I were to go for, 90 days, would there be more of a benefit? If I would feel more better, if I'd feel mentally more even clear, and maybe it takes a longer time to get to see those benefits on the carnivore diet to a certain kind of degree. But 28 days, I've lost, this is the thing, from 192 I started, about 190 to 193 pounds. And right now I weighed myself on the 28th day and I'm at 184. So I've lost a good amount of weight, close to 8 pounds. That's definitely an interesting marker to look at because I'm eating 3 to 4 pounds of meat a day. I'm eating raw eggs a lot. I'm eating fish, salmon, decent calorie density meals. So I know for a fact that once I get on the ketogenic diet, I'll bounce back with the mass. Won't be too big of a deal. But other than that, guys, that's been pretty much the 28 days. I'm going to do some uploads of my refeed on the 30th day. Definitely some sushi, definitely some kefir, all that goodiness. But if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at zenmode philosophy. If you guys are interested in pursuing the carnivore diet, definitely take some time to do some research. Look into people like Paul Saladino, Primal Edge Health. There's so many good people. Frank Tufano. They'll give you almost a guideline of how you should be approaching the diet. You know, there's different areas. Like for myself, I was stupid when I started not drinking enough water, not getting enough sea salt, not putting in those electrolytes. Trying to think what else. Avoid not having too much fat. You got to have a good amount of fat on there. Adding a variety of different kinds of meats. Like these are all minute things that compound and just make a huge difference when you're following the carnivore diet. But other than that, guys, have a great one. Leave a comment, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.